Right, so product review time again. And today we're going to be looking at extension cables. No, I'm joking, we're not really. We're going to be doing this thing. Right, so what exactly is this rather large heavy box that I've got here? Well, it is, I'll show you on there, it is a Task DIY home DIY workbench. You can probably see from the pictures on it, it's one of those sort of adjustable small benches you can use for various projects. It shows woodwork on here, but you can use it for pretty much anything you like. So yeah, so we'll have a quick look on here and show you what it says. So it is, bring it a bit closer to Das camera. There's the right way up as well, that'd be handy. So yeah, there's a Task DIY, getting the job done. Oh, this thing's heavy. Home DIY workbench, easy use, high load capacity. We'll see about that. Easy storage, presumably means it folds up. I mean, if it can go to this size of box, that'd be good. On this side it says workbench information, 60.5 centimetres by 62.5 centimetres by 75.5, 100 kilogram load capacity. I suppose that's not too bad actually. And includes polypropylene clamps and grips. Product weighs 5.7 kilos. Feels like a lot fucking more than that. But anywho, does it say anything else on it? Oh, made in China. That's about it. Right, let's get it open and have a look. So I'm going to use, it's got this weird plastic wrap on it. I'm just going to cut away using a steak knife. I realised as I was setting up for this video that I use my steak knives for opening packaging vastly more than I use them for actually eating steak. But I almost never eat steak. Right, let's open this up. It looks like it opens lengthways. Right, let's put it on the floor then. I'll open it that way. Oh, looks like it's perhaps already been opened once. Didn't spot that. Then again, it still had the plastic around it. Yeah. Otherwise, I never told you the price either. It does say on here, I paid $19.99 for it. So, 20 quid. It was from Thingamabobs in Ely. I haven't seen this product used anywhere else, but presumably it is available elsewhere. I don't know. Let's have a look. So we get in here. So we get instructions. Oh, actually decent length instructions. One piece of paper. Oh, it's alright, isn't it? Normally it's a whopping great booklet. Still not going to read them. Those are the top bits that form your actual bench. Lovely, they're wrapped in plastic. We'll unwrap those in a minute. This here, what's this? Alright, that forms the legs of it. There's a bit, oh, it's like that on both sides. Okay, I thought for a second there that bend in it was damaged, but no, it looks to be the same on both sides. It's probably meant to be like that. Okay. Not sure what that is. That's the legs on the other side. See, that's got the two bends in it as well. So that's not too bad either. Yeah, at least we know that's normal. These will be what the bench, two halves of the bench actually attached to. What am I doing, Bella? And we get a bag of stuff. I know, it's interesting, isn't it, Bella? Sit this out. So these are the little grips that go in the top. That go in these holes. And you get a bag of nuts and bolts as well. Okay. So, by the handle it, you get a little spanner to boot. 13, so it's 13 and 10. Right, okay. So fairly simple packaging. Plastic and cardboard, all recyclable, and fairly minimal as well, which is good. I'm not a fan of excessive packaging. So you've basically got it wrapped in plastic, which I suppose could be left out, but then again, it's not the end of the world. Simple cardboard box. The only other bit of plastic is the nuts and bolts are in a plastic bag, which is fine because, well, otherwise they'd be loose everywhere. So, and then the wooden tops are wrapped in plastic as well. That's probably just to keep them steady and stop these metal bits chipping and damaging them whilst it's in transit. Fair enough. Right. Oh, another foot there. Put that there. Right, so do we read the instructions? Nah. Let's get it put together and then we'll have a play around with it. Right, let's get going. So, let's get these bits out of their plastic. Alright, slight quality issue there on it, perhaps. Bit of a, I don't know what that is, paint of some sort. It's not going to affect the function of it, but still a bit untidy. I think the boards are meant to go that way up anyway, so it's not the end of the world. So I'll tell you what isn't clear is which way around. That is meant to go on there, like that, on one either side. It's not clear which way around these boards are meant to go. We might have to check the instructions after all. It's not clear on there either. Right, let's put all this down on the floor. I'm going to go with that bit on the outside. Right, so if you're going to include tools, I've included this little spanner. But the first tool I need is a screwdriver. Well, it's not a problem, I have a screwdriver. But if you're going to include tools, at least include the ones I actually need, guys. Come on. Okay, right, back to it then. Oh. Hello, Muffin. Can you sit down? No, you're going to get in the way. Okay. I'm not sure the internet wants to see your bum, Muffin. That's it. Sit down. Good girl. Ah. Well, that's an issue already. The holes don't line up. Giggity.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
That is the right way round as well. I wonder. They line up slightly better the other way around. Okay. Don't line up any better that way. Right, okay. Well, that's a bit of an issue. No, come on, Muffy. Oh, that side. Good girl. I know. I'm on the floor, man, so which means you have to sit on me. Okay, girl. Sit down. Good girl. Are you watching? I'll just have to make new holes for the screws there. Or just put them in at an angle. Cock it. Cost me 20 quid. I suppose I can't expect it to be too perfect. But then again... What was that, Bella? But then again, lining up the holes isn't fucking difficult. Anyway, I was about to say, if you're wondering why I'm not up in my usual studio, and the answer is, the box is a bit big, and I couldn't really get the right camera angles for you to be able to see everything that I'm doing up there, so I just brought it down here. We're in my hobby corner. This is where I keep a lot of my camera equipment, my shooting equipment, and yeah, anything sort of hobby related lives down here. this next piece. And it's well lit in here because I put 2 LED floodlights in this bit of the house. It just gives us a little bit more space. And the reason I bought this, partly because it was there and it was cheap, as all things are in thingamabobs, partly because I don't actually have a portable workbench. I've got the folding table that I use in the studio, but that's a bit big, and with all the lights attached to it, it's not really considered portable anymore. The amount of work I'd have to put into getting the fucking thing out of the house. Now, my shed has a very large workbench on it, complete with all manner of tools, a vise and all sorts. But it is also part of the shed, so therefore it's not portable, and it's right down the bottom of the garden. So if I'm working on the car and I need a bench or a table, I haven't got anything. So this is mainly bought for convenience sake. See, once again, get to the 4th hole, and I'm going to really work this screw in. There's a giggity in there somewhere, isn't there, Muffin? I'm going to do these last 2 brackets the other way around, I think. And the reason being is the holes seem to line up better. See, these are fixed, but these can be rotated. And they seem to line up better with the screw holes if I do that. I'll do that one that way around. I've just noticed as well, these aren't screwed out to the same length. Oh, there it is. Thought we had a screw missing then, but no, it's just out of sight. There we go. Right, so that's your actual bench. That end bit is a little bit on the wobbly side. Oh, that's fair enough. Oh, it's meant to be like that. Let's see if we can tighten that up later. So what you would do is you can wind these. As you can see, it brings the things in and out. So you can wind these all the way in. Like that. Like that. So it doesn't wobble now. Now it's pressed together, but still. Looks like to tighten these brackets, I've got to unscrew them from the wood again. I wish I'd known that before I put it together. Alright, we'll undo them and we'll put it together correctly. That's annoying. I was going to leave it, but one of the nuts looks to even be cross-threaded, so I'm not leaving it there. I'll get it right now before I put the thing together completely. bolt that holds it in and allows the bracket to move isn't tight. I know it can't be completely tight, because then it would stop it being wound in and out and it wouldn't be adjustable. That's a bit too fucking loose. Let me spanner set, my socket set. Oh, we'll tighten that up a touch. Alright, just going to nip this up slightly. Oh, so let's see, what size bolt is this? It's 13 now. Yes. So I've just nipped it up finger tight, and there is some resistance winding. Mind out, Muffin. Get out of the way. There is some resistance now winding this in and out, but if I'm honest, with a bit of grease we can overcome that. Besides, I don't want it to be too loose like this one, then it could come loose whilst you're working on it. So yeah, we'll tighten that down nicely. See, when it comes to stuff like this, especially when it's on a budget, I don't mind so much making little adjustments like that, or greasing up this screw to get rid of the squeaking. Because at the end of the day, you get what you pay for, and I've paid not very much for one of these. All I ask is that it does the job, that it is fit for purpose. You know, if I get it and half the shit doesn't work properly, or there's bits missing or it's broken, then I'm not happy. But, you know, in terms of greasing and maintenance and minor adjustments, I don't really mind. Most equipment that you buy, tools and such like, require some sort of maintenance and adjustments. But I know some people will probably return this because of that wobbly bolt. This and we'll tighten both bits of it up. So that's the basic bench part together. These bits still can be rotated nicely. They're a bit stiffer than they were, but that's kind of the point. So next stage. I know this may not look like fun to some people, but I am happy as a pig in shit right now. I love putting things together, especially when it's tools and benches and other manly stuff. Right up my street. So we also have these feet which go in the bottom. So let's do that. Oh, there we go. Now, I'm going to get these the right way around. That way. Right. So then the next stage to get this on top of here does something like that. Speed this up a bit. You get one spanner and these other bolts you can either put the spanner over them or you can put a screwdriver in. And to tighten this last bit up properly, you're going to need both. I'm just going to cheat and use my other socket. It's the same size, just to get this done a bit faster. Really? That's where you're sitting, is it, Muffin? On the back of my legs. Alright, okay. I'm going to have to stand up eventually, you know. I know. Right, last bit and then we're done. There we go. Right, there we are. Oh, clamber back up. Oh. Last bit now. Right, seeing all the excitement. Let's do some actual reviewing then, shall we? We've unboxed it, we've built it, haven't we, Muffin? Yeah. Move all this cack out of the way. So the last bit that we have to do is put these in. These are your little grippers. And it's fairly obvious where they go. So you just poke them in there. Like that. They don't come all the way to the edge, which is interesting. Okay, so that is it. All nice and built. First impressions. Do you know what? It's not actually too bad for 20 quid. It's fairly firm. I can believe that 100 kilo load. And we wind this in. On that side is a bit stiffer than the other, but we'll have to get some grease on this. But you can wind them independently of each other. That would have been a lot easier to do if I hadn't tightened up those nuts beforehand, but it's still relatively easy to achieve. And they do press together with some considerable force as well. I just didn't like the idea this back board was going to wobble around if I left them loose, and I didn't like that, so done away with that. I didn't notice you get this ruler along the front, which is quite handy. Tape measure and protractor print on there. I can feel it is printed on, so I expect that will probably start to wear off with time, but it's still a nice touch. Yeah, I didn't get those to line up properly, but never mind. I don't know if they're actually supposed to or not. Again, it's not clear from the pictures on the box or anything. These are pretty good. They're solid, but they're not rock hard plastic, so if you put a nice bit of wood in there, they're not going to scratch it up or crush it, but they will hold whatever you put in them quite firmly. As you can see, you can put them in any of these holes for various different projects. You have to press them in pretty hard, but then again, it's a new bit of kit, so they'll loosen up in time as well. Yeah, as you can see, I'm actually shaving bits of plastic off as I drive it through these holes. So that's not a bad thing. Oh, here comes bellowing at you. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about it. Really, that's adjustable. You wind these in and out to adjust it. Like that, you can move them together, but I mean, if I'm honest, I would just wind one, wind the other. It's faster and easier. And then you can put it together. Yeah, now that it's built and out of the box, I can believe the way that it said on it. For some reason, that box just felt very heavy and cumbersome. Now that it's built, that's actually quite a nice lightweight bit of kit. Not too lightweight, because you're going to be sort of leaning on it and sawing on it, so you don't want it to be too light and move around. But that's pretty good. In terms of easy storage, what you do is you push these up, and then one on the other side, and then it folds flat like that. Now that's a potential design flaw. Oh, there we go. Move the handles out of the way and it will go almost flat. I might experiment later, but I wonder if I put the legs on the other way around, that might go a little flatter. Perhaps. Not the end of the world though, that's flat enough as it is. Lean the book out of the way, it's not going to take up too much room. And when you're ready, you just flip it around like that. Straighten your legs out. And away you go. It isn't height adjustable, but again, 20 quid, can't complain. To get a height adjustable one would have been a lot more money. Look at you three staring at me. What am I doing, eh? Yeah, to get a height adjustable one would have probably cost a lot more money. So can't complain about that. It's quite a nice bit of kit, is this. You've got the two cross beams, these, on the legs. Now, you could, I suppose, put your foot on them like that. They probably expect that people are going to do that. What I might do, because it's got these holes in, I might put an extra shelf across there. Get a spare bit of MDF. And then you can have your workbench set up. And then a bit underneath to that, and I'll just put things out of the way whilst you're working. Make it a bit more useful. You're going to lose the ability to fold it when I do that, but if I'm honest, it's not that big anyway, so, and it's not like I'm going to be travelling the country with this, it's just going to be in and around the house. So, right, and the last bit, as I was trying to show you on the camera earlier, that was a nice feature. These rubber feet aren't just square blocks of rubber, they are cut at an angle. Because the legs come out slightly, they've cut these at an angle so that if they used a flat piece of rubber, it wouldn't make perfect contact with the floor, so they've cut it at a bit so you get maximum contact, maximum surface area touching the floor or whatever surface you put it on, and therefore maximum friction and maximum stability. So it's a nice touch. I wouldn't have expected that for something in this price bracket. So to conclude, yeah, as I tend to say a lot in these review videos, happy with that. Glad I bought it. Glad I finally got one of these portable workbenches. I don't know what these black marks are on there, but I don't really care. They're probably just the ink that was used to put these rulers on. Yeah, it feels like a nice solid bit of kit. Should last me a good long time. There's room to customise it, like I say, putting that bench, the extra shelf underneath, because I'm not too bothered about being able to fold it away. So yeah, good price. Someone in the neighbourhood is having a barbecue. Makes me want to have a barbecue now. I forgot to look at what time I started putting this together, but I'll be able to tell from the video footage how long it's taken me. Granted, it would have been faster if I didn't decide to then take it back apart and adjust those bolts. If I just put it together as it came, it'd have probably been twice as fast. But I like to do things right the first time. So yeah, we'll call that it. That is the Task DIY home DIY workbench. Good bit of kit, 20 quid from Thingamybobs in Ely. I'm sure it's available elsewhere, I just don't know of anywhere. So yeah, thank you for watching.